Javid Bashrat showed exactly why the volatility of MMA makes it very difficult for a lot of these parlays to cash. Hence why we have to rip up our Locky two-step ticket last time around as he got knocked out by Ricky Simone. But we did get Anthony Hernandez to hold up his side of the bargain here. But again, with Bashrat coming up short, we have to rip up our ticket there. So taking another L there on the Locky two-step. But this week we're going to get a little bit riskier with it. And I think it more so has to do with my confidence in these spots rather than, just putting together some chalky spots and hoping that the parlay hits. But if this parlay does end up hitting, it will prove to be very fruitful here. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First step up in the Locky two-step is actually going to be Hyder Emil as he goes up against William Gomez, who's on a solid winning streak, 4-0 now inside the UFC. Hyder Emil 2-0 in the UFC, coming off a spectacular round one finish of Jung Young Lee. Very fun fight there. But Emil normally doesn't fight like that. He is a guy that likes to take a grappling approach, look to break his opponents with pace and pressure, and then wear them down, wear them out, and either finish them late or go on to win fights on the scorecards. And I expect him to do that here against William Gomez, who 3 of his 4 wins in the UFC have been by split and majority decision, and that one win that he had by finish was a little bit of a questionable stoppage, but it was a fight that he was going to win anyway against a very low-level opponent in Yanis Gamuri. I think Emil has the perfect amount of pace, pressure, the unwillingness to settle for bad positions, and the cardio advantage here. And as long as he doesn't get bonked down the pipe by Gomez, who will likely have a technical striking advantage, I think we'll see Emil really put the pressure on him and eventually wear him out and win this fight either late. But more importantly, as long as he gets his hand raised, he cashes as the first step in the Locky two-step. The second step is going to be Mario Pinto, who has taken a lot of action over the last couple of days. He takes on Austin Lane and looking to showcase that he is the superior fighter here. Pinto, obviously the better striker in my opinion. Austin Lane might have a little bit of an athleticism advantage considering his sports background and some of the things that we've seen him pull off in the cage, but I don't think his takedowns are going to work here against Pinto, and I think once Pinto starts landing early and often, that will allow him to land that big shot to take Austin Lane out and win this fight probably within the first round and a half. Now, earlier this week when I dropped it to the Patreon, folks, which is where you guys are able to get this Locky two-step on Mondays of fight week rather than the Thursday that I drop it for the YouTube folks, they were able to lock it in at plus 256. Obviously, tremendous action on Pinto has brought that line down to now you getting this parlay at plus 221. Luckily, the Locky Trinity is something that got some reverse action, so you'll get a slightly better line there. So if you want to lock in the Locky Trinity, we're going to go with Ramazan Temirov as he looks to buck the 4-fight winning streak of Charles Johnson. Now, Temirov made a successful UFC debut back in October when he knocked out CJ Vergara in the first round. Now, obviously, we know this is a steeper test than what Vergara was putting up against Temirov, but I believe Temirov's lateral movement, ability to blitz the pocket, and his speed and power which he brings to the table will allow him to land that big shot on Johnson and eventually put him away. Even if he doesn't knock him out, I expect even if this fight hits the scorecards, Johnson may be ahead on the numbers, but I think the more eye-catching shots and optically pleasing moments will come from the Temirov side, which is why the judges will ultimately score that fight in his favor if that's what it ends up coming to here. So I'll go Temirov as the final piece in the Locky Trinity. I was able to lock it in at plus 540 when he was around minus 125. And it seems like there's Charles Johnson love coming in over the last 36 to 48 hours, which is now why you can get this 3-leg parlay at plus 574. There you guys go. Locky two-step, Locky Trinity. I'll be back tomorrow for the prop drop for UFC Vegas 103. See you guys then.